Jarrad Seng, welcome back.
Hello.
Dude, this is my first ever dual podcast that I've led, so welcome to the opening round.
Happy to be the guinea pig,
You are
the test subject.
Mate, I'm glad.
Use this one as the warning to
Exactly.
the rest of them.
I'm glad someone averaged out our hair problem because I'm looking like a crim and you're looking magnificent. I had to get mine shaved, mate, because I was an extra on a film set, so they took it off straight away.
If I rocked up to a film set and they said, you got to shave your head for this part,
You'd be out. Or you'd
it'd
keep
be a
it,
different story.
make a toupee out of it. How you enjoying Melbourne? You've lobbed in from WA. You're a WA boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to the south of the river
Yeah.
Perth crew. How are you finding it?
Good. Yeah, I've been here for a couple of weeks now. I'm just kind of scoping it out. Maybe it's a second base. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Mate, I feel like it'd be a good home for you because you're in Fremantle now, which is good, and we've done heaps of work there as well. But it is WA, and I feel like there's a lot more commercial opportunity here in Melbourne. So
There might be.
yeah,
We'll see. There's definitely more stuff going on. It's just been fun because I've done most of what I want to do in Perth.
yeah,
I think. Obviously, there's a world out there, but in terms of just like some career goals, I think I've kind of mostly got there.
yeah.
And then being here and with the mindset of trying to become established in a new city again, it's kind of fun. Like I feel like the past couple of weeks I've just been meeting people that I normally, if I was in Perth, I wouldn't put this effort in. I'm fine. I don't.
You'd sit at home.
I'd sit at home because it's a bit comfortable. But I've been hustling a little bit, making connections, going to like meetings, just doing what I can. And it feels fresh. It feels like I'm 21 again.
Yeah.
Without the actual pressure.
bit of choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing because it kind of changes your normal patterns of thought and behaviour because you've got to go and meet new people, you go in new places. Yeah, it's a good thing.
That's what it is, yeah. And I probably have, and I'm sure this is the same with a lot of people in any industry, once you've kind of found your spot and you don't really need to hustle anymore. You do lose a little bit. You lose a bit of that drive to, put in the effort.
Get a bit comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember lobbing into Philadelphia for an MBA and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. It was new crowd, new people, new city, new culture. It's a good thing. But Melbourne's, there's a lot here, a lot on offer, and you've got access to the whole eastern seaboard, so that's good. But so when you started doing photography, what did you have in mind? Like, what was going to be a success for you as you were doing it?
Well, at the very start, it wasn't as if it was a kind of career goal. It was just something fun to do. So I love music. Everything I did, this is around talking like when I was at uni. So everything I did revolved around music. I would be going to shows every weekend, playing in bands. I ended up, this is when I thought I was going to be a journalist. Actually, before that, I thought I was going to be a lawyer. I did 1 year of law school.
Nice.
Not the most fun thing
Bailed.
to do. Very good call. Music was like just my fun thing. And then I started, like music journalism. I was interviewing my favorite bands, reviewing concerts. And it just like inevitably got to the point where what else can I do? And I'd always see this same guy at all the concerts I was there to review. I'd be sitting at the back of the room with a little notepad, ready to write my review, and then he would go straight to the front with his camera and just be like right in front of these like massive bands. And I'm like, man, that looks so much cooler and easier and less work. So I just tried it out one day and turned out well. Wasn't that hard. It's really not hard to take good photos.
How long ago was that?
That was 2009.
So you've been
15 years.
Formally a photographer for a decade at least, right?
Yeah. Well, pretty soon after that,
Yeah.
I just kind of went full time. So it would have been a good 13, 14 years. Yeah.
And you're tight with a few bands. Like you've been back repeatedly to cover the same sort of bands over and over again, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So a big part of my work is touring with bands. Mainly, the main ones, Angus and Julia Stone and a guy called Passenger. They're kind of the main ones. We're doing some stuff with like Jimmy Barnes and Cold Chisel lately, which is really fun.
Classic pub rock.
Yeah, and that can take up a big part of your year if there's a world tour.
What's the life like? Because are you on the road with them for a long stretch or just different areas? Like, how does it work?
It could be whatever. It could be a long stretch. If you sign on for their whole tour, it'd be European leg, North American leg, and Australia leg. That's kind of the standard. If you're lucky, you throw a South America in there or something like that. Wow. So it's just like, just going around with them.
So you were with Passenger from when they were doing tiny gigs up to like major big concerts at this point.
Yeah.
What was that journey like for them and for you to see it as well?
Really cool. So it's really just one guy, Passenger. It's a guy called Mike, and I met him on Murray Street Mall. He was busking.
Classic venue.
He was just busking and just playing small shows. He's from England, so he used to come to Australia in the summer and just go around city to city, busk on the street. Nice. He actually did quite well busking. Yeah, right. That's how we funded recording albums, was just through that. And that's when we met, and I guess we were at a similar stage of our careers. I was doing okay with photos, but pretty green, and he was just, on the cusp of getting some recognition. Yeah. So it was a nice fit, and we really liked each other. So he just said jump on a tour. I went around with him to regional Australia. Very low key. Yeah. Some tough moments on that tour. Because when you've been putting everything into something, like trying to make a music career, putting your heart and soul into it, and then, 5 people come to the concert and you've travelled hours and hours of this is exactly what happened. Actually, here in Victoria, in Warrnambool, was probably the low point of that tour. We'd driven for hours to play this show. And he's come from England as well. So come from England.
How many people?
Less than 10 for sure. Mm. Maybe another 10 in the room, but they were like the bar regulars talking through the whole thing. Right next to where the stage is as well. No. So that was a night that we all remember because it was tough on him.
How did he take it?
It's all right, but it's disappointing for sure because you start questioning. I imagine if I was him, you start questioning how much more of this extreme effort can I put in without the result showing. And for him, it'd been maybe at least 5 or 6 years of that kind of thing to that point. It's not like that was the very start. He'd been going for a while. And for me as a photographer, something really interesting I learned from that night, I suppose, but I guess I only learned this years later, but was that it's really important to document the whole journey, even when your instinct is not, and you don't feel like it. And I'm sure he doesn't feel like it either. He would have hated that night. I didn't know what to do that night because, my job is to take photos and make him look cool, basically. And then what do I do when there's no one there? And in my head, I'm thinking, maybe we just don't do it. It doesn't exist if I don't take photos of it. No one has to know that we had a really shit night.
This never happened.
It's probably more beneficial if this doesn't exist.
Wow.
But I did take some photos that night and, whatever. I don't think we even posted them. Yeah. But the fact that I have them, because, if you fast forward, it actually happened quite quickly after that, maybe a few years after that. He had his music started taking off. And then, now looking back, however long it's been since then, maybe 10 years.
Wow.
I'm so glad that we have the whole journey documented, because, I have photos of him now at Wembley Stadium, 80,000 people.
What?
Big shows. That was with Ed Sheeran, hence the 80,000. But he can pull a 20,000 in some cities now. And being able to put those photos next to each other is so special. Mm. If you just saw the last photo, you'd be like, cool, he's just like a rock star, whatever. Until you see the first photo, you don't realize the journey that it's been. It has been a full-on slog it out for years and years and years, grinding it out. And I think that's why it's so important to, for me as a photographer, to document it, but also as him as an artist or whatever it is, to really remember and note and learn from those really bad times. Don't just wipe it away.
No.
Use that as your reference point.
Gives people hope because I don't know if this is an Aussie thing as well, but the successes are one thing, but when people see that you were failing a lot early on, they love that. They're like, oh, it's the same as us. He's just a fuck up. And
That is true.
Yeah, mate, it's true. It's
true.
definitely true. Because people, when I did the same thing, I talked about early parts of my career where I made a mess of things, training or military. People will talk to me about those more than any of the successful stuff that happened. I think as people can latch onto it and identify with it.
I think so because people will relate more to the struggle and the hardship because that's stuff that everyone goes through that part. Not everyone will reach the end success, but everyone will at least go through that part.
No, and I think people lose sight of that. You got to enjoy the journey because, you might not always get to that destination you want. And Angus and Julia Stone. So I mentioned this to you a while ago. We used some of their songs on the tracks we had in Afghanistan.
Oh, wow.
In our troop video, man. I remember this because we would, every tour, the tour would make a troop video. And at the end, it'd be a couple of minutes long and there'd be always cool songs in there. But on our one, we actually had, I think it was Paper Aeroplane, Julius and the Stones, basically. And it was such a great track to have on it. And I always remembered him just from that one song.
That's funny. I would not have picked that. That would be the soundtrack to your military montage.
Years. And that's what made it such a contrast because you got like this desert war and then
wow. Send me one of them. Oh, I'm sure there's some confidential stuff in there. But I'll flick it to Angus.
I think most of that video is actually owned by the ABC now. I think I saw it. I saw it. Oh, that's my true video. Like we always said, it would get to the men. But cool. And so Pastures One, who are the other major kind of bands you've seen develop over the years?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of Australian bands. All the Australian kind of acoustic folk scene. That's what I was really into back in the day. And because like once you meet someone like Passenger or Matt Corby or someone, you're in the circle.
Yeah.
To like Josh Pike.
The trust tree.
Like Kate Miller-Heidke. You just start knowing everyone, and it's just been cool to see, everyone go on their own journeys and kind of make it. But like what I have liked about and the music stuff is it probably takes up a lot of time, but it is really a small part of what I do. But the cool thing about the work I do in music is just like eventually all the artists that I listened to back in the day and would like fan over and, probably wait after the concert to get a photo with them. Nearly all of them are just my mates now. It's really funny how
fast-tracked it.
Yeah, it's just, that's the cool thing, like for me, and I have to kind of keep it in check sometimes because I'm like, I used to listen to you every single day. You would have gotten
used to it now. You'd be like, oh.
But like everyone back then, like John Butler or I just hang out with these people now. That's a really cool part of it for me.
That's cool.
And that's why I stick in it because in grand scheme of things, music is photography or media is on the lower end of what like rates and what you can make
it's not
from
like
it.
A corporate. You're not dealing with the corporate. Yeah.
And in general, the cooler something is, the less you'll get paid for it. Because more people want to do it and will do it for free.
Yes, that is a good point.
But I always keep the music part of what I do alive.
Like reality TV. It's like they know they can pay you dirt because you'll just do it anyway because it's so much fun. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. If you know everyone's just going to do it anyway, fine. And that's with music. Like everyone just wants to do it.
So if you're doing, I mean, how much is it more enjoyable? Like you do a lot of corporate stuff. You've done tourism work and a lot of other corporates. How does it compare? The two worlds totally different?
The worlds are pretty different. Something that I've started realizing over the years is that while the worlds are really different, things like photography technique or like lighting kind of translates over to different things. And that's why I think I've done myself a favor in being spread across a diverse range of genres and industries because there's a couple ways you can do it. I have a mate, Benjamin Hardman, and we kind of started up at the same time. And we went completely different roads. My strategy was do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
Have like varied experiences And that's worked out really well for me. He went the opposite road. He went, I'm only going to do one thing, which was Arctic photography and video.
That's hardcore niche.
Super niche for a guy from Perth as well. But he moved to Iceland, just became this lord of ice photography, and now he's filming for like Planet Earth and stuff like that.
So when you guys compare notes, how do you determine who's had the greatest success over that period?
I think we're both just jealous of each other, which is a good sign.
You told me about this guy. He said he was out with Nat Geo and that.
He does all that stuff now. It's amazing.
That'd be mad.
And
adventure.
like our memories of early on were just like driving around in a tiny little car around Iceland, sleeping in the car, having like cold baked beans.
Yeah.
Like we were just out there because
never forget that stuff.
We just wanted to do it. So yeah, that like when we compare the way we've done it, like I said, like we're jealous of each other. And that's good. Like he's like, man, you get so many different experiences. Like every day you're doing something different. And I'm like, yeah, but you're the master.
You're the master
of this
world
thing.
Renowned in your field.
So yeah, but I like the way I've done it because I do like applying what I've learned from music photography, for example, to like, a fashion shoot or a tourism job to this shoot. There's a lot of crossover, and it gives you this more kind of rounded view of like how to shoot or like what a client might like, or I like that aspect of it.
Well, this is like, and I remember when we talked about this because you ended up doing the photograph for a book cover, and I'm like, you kind of know the stuff I'm after. I want something different, a bit edgy, and so you were able to translate that really well. So I think, and having that background of music and different fields, like made you you have a different eye for things, which I think's a real skill. So a lot of people, and I know a lot of mates who've done photography, but can't seem to commercially get above a certain level. So like, what would you say to people who are either want to start it or want to be good at it? Like, what do you recommend people do?
I think it's you have to kind of self-audit a lot. You have to realize and be self-aware of what your strengths and weaknesses are. I think that's something that a lot of creative people, in a very broad sense, creative people aren't the best business minded people. Sometimes they are.
Otherwise it wouldn't be creatives, right?
Exactly. But they don't. And I guess that's something that's been helpful to me is like going through uni and doing, so I ended up doing Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Commerce. Not exactly sure if it really translated to like what I do, but I do try to look at things, business case for things, even creative things. So I think a lot of photographers who don't, or creatives who just start out wanting to do that creative thing tend to overlook all the things you would normally do if you were starting a business. What's your strength? What's your weakness? What's the opportunity? What's the threat? All that kind of stuff. And I guess for me, or what I tell younger photographers is like, what's your thing that makes you different? And it doesn't have to be skill. That's just one thing that could be like your key difference. But obviously, the only one person can be the best photographer in the city. If that's not you, what have you got?
Yeah.
Is that your professionalism?
You're like, that's me.
That's me.
So what are you going to
do? Is it like your communication? Are you super reliable? You need to see what is that thing and just hammer it in and be aware of that.
Yeah.
And I guess that applies to any kind of business or the way you're dealing with things. But I think people tend to focus too much on skill.
Yeah.
You definitely need to be there, but that isn't the only selling point. And when I'm hiring people for a job, sometimes I need to hire a crew for big productions. Quite rarely the best photographer or the best cinematographer is the one I want.
Really?
Because they're
difficult.
It's like not reliable. Barista. They take too long to reply, and then I'm in limbo all the time. And more often than not, I'll go for either reliability or what their presence will be like on set and how that will affect other people.
Dude, I found it's like someone who's young and hungry and wants to work hard, is often the best way to do it. That's my own experience from getting contractors and videographers in. It's like you want people who are keen and easy to work with because when it's not that, it can be difficult.
Exactly. And so don't worry if you know that you've got, there's a bit of a shortfall in skill level, because you might be looking at, photographers you admire on Instagram and being like, "Fuck, I don't have no idea how to do that." Doesn't really matter most of the time. You can learn how to do that at some point, but what you can do right now is show how much you want it, how hard you're going to work for it. That's its own kind of key difference.
And when the actual process of doing the photography, editing and submitting it is only like what percentage of the overall workflow that you do. Like there's quite a lot of, you try and develop business contacts and generate more leads. Like a lot of it is exactly that background work, and then you get the job every now and then, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even editing is a high, takes up more time than the shooting. So like if you look at it really broad overview, the shooting part is actually shooting, camera in your hand, is probably like 5%.
I was quite
editing double the time.
Well, I saw your time lapse of editing at my house, and I was just playing Call of Duty the entire time, and I was questioning my kind of contribution to society at that point. But yeah, that was a good video actually, because you were like, I don't know how long you were sitting there. You must have done 3-4 hours of just.
It'd be more than that. Yeah,
just long.
Just sitting at your table,
just churn it out.
I don't mind it though. Actually, I've come to like enjoy it. Like to me, that's kind of downtime editing. I'll just put Call of Duty in the background, put a show on, and just tap away. No one's bothering me. Don't have to deal with anyone. It's kind of like my quiet time.
Yeah. And you get to play with a lot of good tech as well. That's something I love about that field, is it's constantly evolving really good tech.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I bet.
Just bought a $9,000 camera the other day. It's that's the thing. When people look at rates for like photographers, I understand that it does look high.
It's a high cost of entry.
I've got to pay for these cameras every couple of years.
And you got to haul that shit everywhere. And and I'm constantly asking about what new Apple stuff you're going to buy, which is kind of my favorite stuff too. How much of your own training, are you self-taught or have you done formal courses in it?
Self-taught, yeah.
Really?
Pretty much everything, yeah. Can't think of one thing I've done to learn. I mean, I guess there's been maybe some YouTubes and Skillshares that I've watched for a couple things, but self-taught, it's pretty. I guess you probably do need some base instinct when it comes to like framing or instinct of like anticipating a shot, but most of it you can just learn yourself. Yeah.
Because there's some principles, right? Like the rule of thirds and symmetry and framing and juxtaposition. But they're all common sense, are they, or not? Is some not intuitive?
I think it's intuitive, but I have come to learn that it's not intuitive for everyone.
Not for everyone.
Sometimes I've run a workshop and I'll be like, even if you're just going for a very simple thing like of symmetry, I would think that that's common sense. But then someone will show me something and the subject is like just slightly off center, but obviously.
Do you tear their work up? What is this?
I was like,
shit.
But it is good for me as well to like when someone does that, because then I have to explain to them and break it down, and then I'm like, I actually haven't thought about that.
Yeah,
to me, that's just automatic. But I'm like, but I guess the way to teach people, I like to just say like, why did you choose that?
Yeah, and
often they'll be like, I didn't even think about it. I didn't choose it. And I'm like, that's what you got to do. You got to think about,
be deliberate.
Think about, don't just. That's what will separate you from just someone. I mean, because phones are as good as cameras now.
They're pretty crazy now.
Or like amazing cameras are so cheap. So you actually have to know what you're doing. If you want to try and make it, what puts you above someone with the same camera that's just clicking randomly? Because that's kind of like what you're doing. So
and it doesn't matter how good your gear is if you're not using it properly. If you're not using it properly.
And especially now, because everyone can get. Like when I started, it was a bit of an investment to get a good DSLR. Like just making that step did, get you in a good zone. Now you're still on zero if you have a good camera, because everyone has one. So you have to really work it up.
It's funny what you say about the training part though, because I watched. Have you ever used Masterclass, the online course app?
I've seen the ads for it.
So there's one with James Cameron. He's a film director. Obviously made some crazy good films like Terminator 2 and Titanic and Avatar and all that. And he's He started out as a special effects guy, didn't have director training. He's like, if you want to be a director or an artist, like start making movies. That's how you train yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I try and get formal training, probably too much, but really just got to pick the gear up and go to work.
I think that's what it is. I think training is a good way to phrase it. And I think creative people overlook that part of it.
Yeah.
Because you don't, for most people, I guess if there's an art form you're interested in, it is because you love it. It's because you just want to explore and have a play and paint something, or you don't really think of it as something you will have to work at and get a little uncomfortable with to progress. You don't. It's different than say if you're like an athlete. Maybe you know that the training is part of it. You just know that's part of it, and it's probably part of the that you enjoy sometimes. But with creative people with art form, the connection is not as obviously there. But that's something that's something really great that I realized on one of these trips I did, which was actually to I think it's the largest cave in the world. It's in Vietnam.
Good photo. We'll show that.
Yeah, I had to trek for, I think it was 5 days underground.
Yeah.
For that.
In Thailand? Don't know if I want to go on a cave system in Thailand now after those.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's one of those. But at least this one was big.
Yeah.
the whole point of it was big, so no crawling through
Must
little
have been
things. Hardcore. And I remember the training part of it. So it was pretty exclusive to get in, limited spots, very, very limited. So you had to like apply for it. Part of the application was how many times you had to fill in this form, how many times do you go to the gym? How often do you like exercise, go for runs? And for me, it was like, the answer is kind of zero to everything.
Go to the gym, but I don't train.
I was like, but I thought that I might get in trouble for that, or my application won't go through. So I just kind of ticked. Yeah, I do all this stuff, obviously.
Fitness buff.
I was like, whatever. And then I got accepted into it. And then as the day got closer and closer, I started thinking about that form. And I was like, they probably did ask that for a reason.
They're going to kill me.
Am I going to get smashed? And am I going to be like the worst person? Is everyone going to be waiting for me like to catch up? And I started freaking out. And so like for the first time in my life, I started going for runs. This is when I lived in Mount Lawley. So I was
great place to run.
I was doing laps around Hyde Park, and I'd set myself a goal like do this many runs every day. And I'd kind of like I'd start off strong. And then I was doing laps, and then eventually I'd start cutting the corners of the park. And so I was just running.
It's because running sucks.
I was just being less and less each round. And, because that's your instinct at the time, is like, make it easier.
Yeah.
And then after a while, you get some clarity, and you're like, what's actually the point?
Why am I doing this? Yeah.
I'm not really doing these 20 laps, am I? I'm really like, why even do this? Because the purpose is to make it hard for yourself so that the next time, you can go a little bit further.
Exactly.
And that's when it kind of clicked for me, the connection between, that's actually the same as creativity too. You can't just go in and do the things you're good at and coast on that. Like you'll just stay put. There's actually so much benefit in like stretching that little bit further, grinding it out. And this is something that I is kind of going off tangent a little bit. But when I started out, the first jobs I did in photography were nightclub photos. So I was shooting, I'm sure you remember, similar. What is it? Mustang.
Oh yeah.
and the Dean.
Oh yeah, quality.
They were my nights. Quality. Every Thursday night and Saturdays.
The biggest dive bar you can find, sticky floors.
I would have to grind it out, and it was pretty shit. But you just had to do it.
Yeah.
And you just learn. You just learn how to deal with people, how to deal with idiots, and just get this in your mind that this is work. I'm going out and working, and then I'm going home. And I'm sucked at the time, very grateful now, because I feel like there's something built in from when you have to go through all this shitty stuff, because a lot of people coming up now, you don't really, it's not a step that is mandatory anymore. It was back in the day, because that's the only thing you could really do when you're starting out. Now you can go straight to like brand stuff on Instagram or whatever. You can just go straight into content
it's
things.
the platform.
But I think a lot of people are missing this kind of training step where like you got to be put through your paces and you'll have to do a ton of stuff that you actually don't like.
Yep.
But it will build up all these skills. And so similar, like the cave thing was like, I'm glad I ran those laps because it taught me that remember this for the whatever. Like it's not like I do much exercise now. It didn't really teach me much of a lesson there. But it taught me the lesson in creativity that the grind is where you will make your leaps. That's when the progress will happen. It's not going to happen if you do the same thing that you're good at over and over again.
Yeah,
it's gonna come from like this stuff that you actually probably hate at the time.
Guys from the military will do the same thing. They'll guys and girls will ask us about leaving, and there's always that period of apprenticeship where you've got to start from scratch. And I had this when I went to business school, man. I just knew nothing. And I had to go work in a major corporate for a couple of years just to get the language down and really do that hard work, which I didn't love. But looking back now, that's what gave me a foundation to do other things in business. It's probably no different, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I've come to enjoy that now.
Yeah.
Like, for example, what I'm doing now in Melbourne, I feel like I am grinding it.
Yes.
I'm I'm doing things for the purpose of meeting people.
Yeah.
And making connections, not financial. Well, I guess I'm investing long term.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I guess it's more fun for me now because there's not really any pressure. Like it doesn't actually have to work. I've kind of already made it work. But like, it's just this idea of starting fresh and having to make all these new connections and do all these things that, you feel like you've already done, 10 years ago. Starting
again.
But I like it.
What sort of fields and clients do you think you're going to get into here?
I'm not sure. I mean, what I do in Perth is I'm in a pretty good place there. Yeah. And I guess a lot of tourism productions and like productions, so not things where I'm kind of overseeing a whole campaign. Yeah. Rather than just being the photographer. Yeah. So it's about just trying to see if I can find my place here on this side and get a few of those cranking. But like tourism is where I have a pretty good reputation. So I'm hoping to just like slowly just let people know. Yeah. If there's something on this side of the country,
I'm here.
I'm not far anymore. You don't have to factor in the hotel and the flight anymore.
I'm right here. So when the Survivor producers call you again and ask you to come back out, what are you going to say to them?
Work out what the theme is first. The last time there was a little call was
Isn't
blood
there
versus
a creatives like? Yeah, that's actually. I remember you talking about that.
We were nearly back together.
Dude, no, because they would have cut us out because this is Blood vs. Water, which was filmed in 2022, late 2021, I think it was. Still COVID. They were having trouble getting us.
Borders were the
couldn't
issue.
get us out of Victoria into Queensland to film. And I knew the producers went quiet for about 4 or 5 days. I'm like,
the days that they talking
were like
to me.
on the phone to us every day, and then they just disappeared. I'm like, these fuckers are drumming up people from Queensland and W. Yep. And I was sitting there going, they're fucking going to cut us out. And that, obviously they were.
Glad they didn't because it worked out well for you that time.
That would have cooked me. Yeah, would have totally missed out.
Yeah.
But
did you take what's the biggest thing you took from the first time into the second time that made a difference?
Dude, I think when you've done something once and you didn't, because the first time I did it, I didn't really know the game. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't have a clear goal when I was going into it. I'm like, why are you actually doing this? Second time I went in, I thought about why I was doing it and how I was going to get to that goal. So I'm like, and I was also a parent, so it was totally different. I'm like, we're going away, both it's me and Sam. We're leaving our kid at home. He's young. He's 3 years old. So if I'm going to take time off to do that, I'm going to try and win it.
Has to be worth it.
And it's the only time in my life I've ever gone, I'm going to try and win something. And so we kind of came up with a loose set of principles on how we're going to do it. There's also a bit of luck too because there weren't many second-time players. And when you played it once, you kind of know what to expect. all of a sudden you don't have to worry about all the crap that goes with the logistics of playing surviving. Just worry about the actual gameplay.
Yeah.
So we were kind of lucky in that sense. Bit of a perfect storm. So when they call you up, what are you going to say? You'll have to go back.
I'm keen to go back.
Oh, do it, man.
But as every year passes, I'm a bit less keen because I feel my body hurting more.
Oh, dude.
I reckon prime time was when I did go on, body-wise.
How old are you now?
I'm 36 now. I was 29 or 30 when I did it. And I was like, I feel like I was just feeling good. And, you know, as each year goes past, I'm just like, I'm just more tired. Like, I don't know if I can do it well anymore. I'll still do it, but like, and not that I was there in the first place as any kind of physical threat.
The thing I
did feel
though,
good.
the physical part's like
Yeah.
almost nothing.
Yeah.
People get to the end and they've done nothing physical before in their whole life. It's just if they're good socially, you know, they're in the running.
That's what I'd have to rely on. I'd have to step that up a little bit. Cool that's how we first met. Was you bashing me in the head with a freaking cushion or whatever it was? A rock hard cushion.
I think they put you forward as a sacrifice. Because I was like, I'm up against Lockie again for the third time. And he'd already beaten me twice. I'm like, fuck this guy. And then they chose you. I'm like, oh, this should be pretty easy.
Actually, I chose it myself.
Oh, did you? You deserve extra points for that.
Lockie was a bit upset about that because he wanted it.
Oh, mate.
He wanted to take you on. And I'm sure you wanted it too.
I did.
But I looked around at everyone. It was like you, Luke, Kent.
Couple of big boys.
Boys.
Yeah.
And like chances of winning very slim for anybody. What's the least embarrassing? Or like how do I come out of this like the best? I was like, I have to take on the biggest guy. That's the only way I'm getting through this, like with any kind of positives. Because if I go against like someone else and just lose, it's just a normal fight. But I'm like, no, make it a thing. I'm gonna take on the biggest dude.
Yeah.
And every second I last is a win for me.
That is true.
If you don't beat me in like 5 seconds, I feel like I've won.
They basically put us on this platform in a mud pool and you got a giant cushion and you had to try and bash each other off the mud thing. But the problem was by the time we got up there, I feel like 10 other people had done it. Yeah, and so you did a good job of just pinning. I couldn't
worming around on the ground.
You. But by the time I'd finished that, like I'd lost a lot of skin off my knees, legs.
Right, I got you
out.
On the way out.
Dude, I was sick as a dog when I got home for like 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
I just had some mad jungle infection in my legs. But
so I did some damage.
You did knock me out.
I do have like little scars from like, I don't know if it's exactly from that day, but I think they are. Like I've got scrapes that just never healed properly.
Dude, some of the American players reckon, the ones that go back repeatedly reckon it's ruined their body long term, like the gut issues and
I reckon it did too. I never had any gut metabolism kind of issue before. As soon as I got back, and it's from the nearly 2 months of eating nothing.
Yeah.
And then when you get voted out, they give you pizza and burgers and
you gorge yourself.
I was like bloated for months and months and months after, and I reckon it just permanently like.
Well, second time I played Survivor, I lost. I think it was 16 or 17 kilos. 17 kilos. Dude, it took me a year to recover from that. Like I kind of put the weight back on, but then when I was training for some other thing, and I just remember having low energy for ages. It smoked me. So I'll be excited to watch the new batch of people coming through. It'd be good. What else, man? Where are the best venues you've been to so far in Melbourne that you love?
Like Palais.
Yeah.
Forum. Forum's good. Be there not too long. I'm going to shoot The Offspring.
Oh, really?
It's been fun just discovering different places around Melbourne.
Yeah. You've been on the West Coast for ages. It's a funny place, WA. It's stunning. It's lifestyle's 10 out of 10. Like, how do you compare East Coast versus West Coast living?
Well, hard to say. I think I'll always live in Fremantle. I don't think in WA. I don't think that'll change. Yeah. It's just like what will change is how much time I'm actually there. But I think that's my place.
Yeah.
It's just chill.
It is.
And I guess it's because a lot of what I do is quite hectic on the road. Like it'll be months and months of just like moving city every 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, right.
It's quite a slog. And then when I get home, I want the opposite to that. I don't want to be in a big city
keep all
anymore.
your flight stubs in a stack or like
Yeah, most of them.
How many flights will you take on a busy year?
100.
100 flights.
Busy tour, yeah.
That's a lot.
It's been a bit less. It gets less and less though. That was probably the peak of it.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting less, I know, because I've been downgraded from my platinum status.
Oh, no.
So that's how I know. Things are slowing down.
Pack it up. No more.
Over.
It's done, Qantas.
Yeah. No, I like the chill West Coast. But having been there my whole life, there's something exciting about being in a bigger city. And I know in the grand scheme of things, Melbourne's not like a massive city compared to like some places around the world.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah.
Stuff's happening.
Yeah, there's still a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. It's good, especially kind of in the field I'm in. I find it East Coast is easier, but again, I'm same as you. I grew up in WA, so I always go home, so I love it. All right, man. I think that's it. Give us some final bits of advice for up and coming photographers and artists.
Final bits of advice. I don't know, man. Kind of just what I said before about like not focusing everything on skill, talent. Obviously, it's very important. I mean, the slogan I throw at people, always young people, is like, work hard and be nice to people. That'll get you a lot further.
It's funny, a lot of people do the first bit and they forget the second bit. Yeah.
Because those are the key indicators of like, if I'm going to want someone working with me, going to have a good attitude, are they going to work hard? I'd rather those two than I'd rather they're like the fifth best photographer.
Yes.
That works hard and is just fun and easy to deal with. I'd rather that than any like issue, because the difference in quality, especially these days, especially with technology, with how easy it is to learn and pick up things, the difference between like the best and like the fifth best or the 10th best, very little. Maybe I would notice the everyday person or the client, for example, is not going to pick up on this tiny difference between skill of the person I've hired. They will pick up on whether that person was rude or
really.
or
word gets around too. People talk. And I found this out in the speaking industry as well. Like, because it's similar. You arrive for a job, but a lot of it is in the lead up, getting briefed and engaging with them and being on the site and talking. Like I feel like a lot of the work is done either side of the actual job with your interactions with the actual client. And if you're not kind of good to people, word gets around pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what I've heard about you. Just
that's how you've heard about me, yeah.
A bit of a prima donna.
Yeah, that's what I'll leave it with. And just kind of what we were talking about before, like, about people being relating to the harder moments or the vulnerable moments.
Yeah.
That's something I'm starting to learn more as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the series that I'm working on now, which is all about, it's called The Story of Scars, and it's photographing people who have some sort of scar and some sort of story or message, or, can tell people what happened and what it taught them. And that's been something different for me, but it's been the most meaningful thing I've worked on. And you do start realizing, actually, which probably goes against your instinct, but the more vulnerable you can be, the more people will relate. And you might think it's the opposite. You might be thinking, oh, I'm just putting myself out there. Who wants to listen to my story? In your own mind, you think it's the part that people haven't signed up to hear. But this project and just general experiences, that has taught me it's the opposite.
Well, as soon as I heard you talk about it, I was like, this will be a good one, because you're dealing with someone's personal tragedy or something really bad's happened to them. Like, you showed me some of the photo, like mastectomies, lost limbs, burns. Like, there's a lot of things that people have been through kind of hell, and I think as a project, it'll be a really good one. When do you think that'll come out?
Well, it's kind of like a slow drip at the moment. Like the end goal has always been a book. I need to shoot a lot more. I've probably shot about 20 portraits over years.
Yeah.
The ballpark number in my head is 100 to make a book. I want a hefty book. I don't want like a little flimsy thing. So I got to get cracking. But the next one I'm releasing was with Jimmy Barnes. So hopefully people love that one. And it's just about getting the word out too, because I'm always looking for people, and people might not realize that they've got a cool message or a cool story, or that they know someone that does. It's not something you immediately think about, because I guess it is scars or any kind of like personal health things. They're often things you instinctively don't talk about. You're like, no, that's my personal business. No one wants to know about that. But as I said, like the more you're opening up, I've gotten a lot of messages from people through this separate Instagram account I make for the project, and a lot of messages come through saying that person's story is exactly my story.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that.
Wow.
It's just me going through this. Like there's like the words that this person said and opened up with, that's me, and I feel connected, and thank you for sharing that story. And I got many of those messages.
It'd be a confronting thing to do as a photographer as well, because you're not taking a photo of someone on a fashion shoot. This is quite a vulnerable experience for someone, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Often it's the first time that they've like kind of let someone A, know about the story, or B, see the scar.
Yep.
And that's been good for me too.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. Most of my work is, promoting something, making someone look really cool.
Yeah.
Like it's like marketing mostly. This is like really different. This is more, curate, like letting someone express their story, but also in my mind, I'm having to like work out how do I best present this story to, and how do I show this person's message through photos and video.
Yeah.
And as well, it is like a more sensitive and just harder in some ways to shoot, because I have to be really careful about what I'm shooting, how I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Making sure the person's comfortable enough to they're taking a big step to even just be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And even technically, it's really different for me too, because I'm 90% of what I do, you're focusing on the face, like the expression.
Oh,
that's where the eyes, that's where things are happening. And I have a certain technique. I like shooting really shallow. So like sometimes the eye is the only thing in the focus. Can't do that if the person has a scar on their leg. How do I keep it interesting?
Yep.
So in that way, it's been really fun, just in a technical way too. Just I have to constantly do things different. Like we're saying, being uncomfortable, doing things you're not used to. This is like kind of part of it.
Yeah.
And it all feeds into it. I learn to shoot a different way. Maybe I apply that to something else on a different project.
Yeah.
So it's just constantly just like forcing yourself to readjust and recalibrate until you know everything.
I'll have to get some of my mates that have been,
hook me up.
blown up or shot. We'll have to get them in there.
Yeah.
They probably take photos themselves too much anyway. So. Yeah.
Send them my way.
I will. Where can people find...
I'm noticing you've got like a little scar here now that I'm looking at you. I haven't always noticed it, but in certain light, in this lighting right now, I can see it.
I was traumatized.
What was it? Do you know? Surely you know.
It's funny, man, because when I got to business school, it just happened to me, and then people wouldn't ask me about it because I thought I'd been hit by some like frag in the war or something, and I should have just run with it. But no, I just got a head collision in rugby and just opened my cheek up. So,
all right,
but I'll be in
we'll
there,
cut
mate.
this out, and then later when you tell the story, it was
I'll take my shirt off and be vulnerable and talk about my trauma from that head clash. So, where can people find that particular page?
That page, it's called The Story of Scars on Instagram.
Yep.
Or it's just under my stuff.
And where can people
Jarrad
find
Seng.
you? Jarrad, at Jarrad Seng?
At Jarrad Seng, JARRAD.
Awesome.
SENG.
All the best photography, at least from WA. But, mate, great to have you. Good to see you dominating. And
thanks,
I'll
man.
get you back for some another update next year.
Sounds good.
Awesome.